Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is all about butt joins, how I go about taping them in, filling them, second coating them, and finish coating them. So we'll go through the whole process. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. It's all about interior plastering and drywall finishing from here in New Zealand. Here we go. We are taping in these butt joins on the ceiling here. We're just here doing this one room. Quite a big room. It's about 6 meters by 5 meters, and you can see I've already done all the long tapered joints there. So I'm just using the same mix of mud. I'm using a 90-minute setting compound of do all the taping in, and all those joints are already wet, so I'm sort of just doing these butt joins and just coming into what's already there. And the first thing I'm doing is taping them in. I'm using a fiber fuse tape called Jib Rock tape. It's New Zealand's equivalent of the fiber fuse. And I like to embed that tape into the plaster. So we're going over it straight away. So we've pressed that tape in, and then we're going to go over it straight away with another coat of the same mix of the plaster. I believe that's the best way of doing it, where it gets its strength is to be embedded in between the two layers of the same mix of plaster. So here we go. So you can see we've got a butt joint there in the middle of the room where two ends of the sheets meet. So we're just going to layer that with our mud, and then we're just going to roll out our tape. Just press that in lightly, and just going to where the other tape is on those long joints. We don't need to overlap them. You can if you want. And we'll just press that tape in there, and if you're a beginner you might not be doing this all at once. You might have done those long joints first and they're set and dry. That's fine. You can come back and do your butt joins after and just sort of blend into what's there. Just like to hold one end of the tape on those short ones so you're not pulling the tape away, and then go over it again straight away so that tape's embedded into the plaster. I'm just doing two at a time just to speed things along. Of course you don't need to do that. If you're just a beginner or just starting off, just take your time, do one at a time. And of course you don't have to use a setting compound. You can use a pre-mixed taping compound or a multi-purpose compound. Make sure it's one for taping in. Again, just putting a nice layer of plaster on. You don't want to see any plasterboard through that plaster. And we'll just embed the tape and just gently press that tape in. We don't need to press all the mud out, we just want to lightly press that in and then go over it again straight away. You can see there, because those long run joints are still damp, I'm just running over it gently with the knife, not to sort of take any of that out. And just cleaning off my edges as I go. So all those butt joins are taped in. Now I'm going to come back with the same mix and just go over it with my curved trowel. You've got to remember, these end joints or butt joints they're not up, they don't have a tapered edge, so you're not sort of creating a flat. It's a bump down. You're trying to fill it out as much as you can to get rid of that sort of little bump down. So this is the first sort of process of that, is using my curved trowel, and that's just sort of fanning that out as much as I can on this first coat. Again, just still using the same mix of plaster. Just cleaning off those edges. And just blending it on all nice with what's there. So that's a 10-inch trowel there. I'm sort of fanning that out over the butt joint. Just like to go both ways with my trowel, just to get rid of any air pockets, or and then cleaning off those edges. You can see I've taped in this whole room with the same mix. Again, it's a 90-minute setting compound. What I do is I go around and tape the whole room in on the first day, and come back on the second day and second coat, and then let that dry again, come back on the third day and third coat. So we'll just finish off this last butt joint, and we're going to leave those now to set and dry for the day, and we're back the next day now. See there, I'm using a pre-mixed multi-purpose compound, and you can see there, holding my trowel up, you can see that sort of a very slight hump down in the middle, so we want to try and fan that out as much as we can. Again, I've done those long straight joints already, and I'm using my same trowel as I did the day before, my curved trowel, and I'm just going to fill on both sides of that tape, so that's sort of getting that nice, just trying to fan it out as much as I can, get that nice faint curve through there, and flattening it out as much as I can, just to eliminate any sort of sight once that's painted. We don't want to see any hump down there, and we'll just clean off those edges as we go. We're going to go through and do all the butt joints like this. So that's already looking pretty good. I've mixed up this mix pretty wet. You can see there, you can see the curve of my trowel, and that's just, again, just filling out both sides of that joint. Just putting it on nice and slowly, rolling the wrists as you put it on. Rolling the wrist to put the plaster on, and then just keeping the trowel sort of at the same angle just to take it off. I'm just trying to eliminate that sort of line through the center I keep getting off the edge of my trowel, and as well as cleaning off fanning off the edge as well, just blending that edge in. So the more time you sort of spend getting this right, the less time you spend sort of scraping it back the next day. Clean off those edges. So again, before I started this coat, I went and scraped everything just to get rid of any high spots or daggly bits. See there, I'm using quite a bit of plaster on each of these just to get them right. Alright, we're on to a couple of last little ones here. Just close to the wall. You can run right into the edge onto your tape. And these long straight joins that I've already done first have set up, it's the same plaster but it's set up enough which I can go over. It's not digging it out or anything. So that's a key as well, to get those done first, I believe. And then just let them set up. They're not fully dry, you can see, but they're touch dry, and you can run your trowel over them without digging anything out. And that'll be the same again on the third coat the next day. So I sort of have the same process every day of what I do. I like to do my butt joins last. Alright, that's the last one. So we'll let all that dry. I'll finish off all my other stuff I've got to do, internals and now screw holes. But all those done. You can see them shining there in the light. So we're back the next day. So again, you can see I've already done the long straight joints of the box, and that's already drying and ready to go for the butt joins. You can see they're all nice and dry. I've scraped them back, got rid of any high bits or dangly bits, and I am using my brand new Comay 14-inch flat trowel here. You can see it there, nice and new and shiny. And the great thing about Comay is that these trowels are already broken in, the edges are already broken in, so you can use them straight out of the box. Beautiful trowel. They make some beautiful tools, Comay. So I'm just covering the whole butt joint with another coat of plaster. I'm using the same plaster, the multi-purpose pre-mix compound, and that's just flattening off that joint absolutely beautifully and just cleaning off the edges, and that's done. That's my butt joint process. We'll go through and do the rest of them so you can see how I do them all. And again, you know, that those long tapered joints, the plaster's dried enough where I can go over without digging it out. Us plasterers, we all have our own process and how we do things to make life easy, and this is the way I do things. You can just see that Comay trowel gliding over everything beautifully. I'm also using the Comay stainless steel mirror polish scrapers there. That's my 6-inch knife, or 6-inch scraper. Again, they're beautiful tools to use. But my final coat of plaster it's quite wet, quite runny. Just makes putting it on and taking it off a lot easier. If you're a beginner, it's up to you to get the right consistency to how you like it. I mean, if it's too wet and you're not used to using a trowel, you're going to be dropping it all over the floor. So you might want to have it a bit thicker, where it'll stick on your trowel a bit better. But us professional plasterers like our plaster nice and wet. Just makes life easier on the shoulders and the elbows, putting it on and taking it off all day. And I don't like to drop plaster, so that's my goal for every job, is not to drop any plaster on the floor. And when it does happen, because it does, I pick it up straight away. Keep the job site nice and clean. This saves you having to do it all at the end. So just gliding over that butt joint, it's already flat, you know. Those first 2 coats, you've got it nice and flat. This is just a final finish coat just to make sanding easier. So remember to subscribe if you haven't already, and if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, leave a comment or questions, I'm happy to answer them. This is the last one. And that was my full process for doing butt joints. Hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.